Hey, what's good, everybody? I'd like to welcome you guys to another episode of the Boombox Guru. I'm your host, LB. So, on today's episode, man, we're going to be doing an album review. And this is an album that I've recently just gotten in the mail, that I recently been listening to for the past day or two. So, this is one of the quickest album reviews that I've done, man, because I usually take a little bit before I do one. But today I want to talk about the new album from Whitechapel called Ken, which came out last year. I think it was around October of 2021 on Metal Blade Records. So yeah, a good friend of mine's, Zake the Metalhead. If you get a chance, go subscribe to his channel. He's got good content as well. But recently, man, me and him worked together. So we was at work, and he came up to me one day, and he was telling me about the new album from Whitechapel. He was like, "Man, have you heard it?" I said, "No." He said, "Man, you really got to check it out." And he played me one of the songs, which was Anti-Cure, and I really dug it. And I went back, and I even did a reaction video to that particular song. And from there, I was like, man, this is a band I really need to get into. Because I remember the previous album, The Valley, which came out, I believe it was either 2019 or 2020. I remember hearing a few songs from that album, and I thought, hey, this is really good. This band is different from most of the other deathcore bands that I'm familiar with. And I haven't really taken the time to really listen to their earlier, more straightforward deathcore material. But being introduced to them as far as The Valley and then this record, I've really dug a lot of what they've done. So this record in particular, man, as far as the sound, what I get from this record is mainly melodic death metal, with traces of progressive metal. There's a lot of heavy, extreme parts, but they're always countered with these like very slow, mellow, and melancholic moments on the record, man. The vocalist does a great job at that whole dynamic between the heavy and extreme guttural vocals and then switching to the more clean and somber vocal styles. I really dig that, man. And that whole contrast between the heavy and extreme, which is presented throughout majority of this record, is very blowing, and it's executed very well, man. The band does a great job at doing that. And listening to this record, man, continuing on about that whole dynamic between the extreme and the more melancholic, somber moments of the album, it actually reminded me a lot of early Opeth. If you remember when Opeth was actually a metal band, that was one of the things that really made me like Opeth, was the fact how they could be a very extreme progressive death metal band, but then they could just switch like that to this more somber kind of jazz ethereal type style. And that's kind of what this band, that's somewhat what this band does on this record, man. But I really dig every moment, man. I like the more mellower parts. I definitely dig the more heavy and extreme parts. Some great melodic death metal on here. Some great progressive styles on here as well. I mean, the vocals out here are just out of this world, man. And I'm just really glad that my man Zake the Metalhead actually told me to check out this album, man, because I definitely was overlooking it, man. I didn't even realize that it came out towards the end of last year, man. I thought this was like a brand new release that may have came out last month. But I have really enjoyed listening to this record. I think that this is one of the best metal albums to come out recently. I've enjoyed it. I've listened to it I listened to it like several times last night and multiple times today, and each time I continue to find like new things to enjoy about it. Also, I was speaking about the Opeth influence that this record also presents. There's also some moments in the vocals and in the musicianship that kind of remind me a little bit of Tool in some spots, man. Kind of a Toolish vibe in some areas on there, and I know some people had their opinions about Tool, but I tend to be a fan of the band, and that was just something that caught my ear. In certain parts of the song, in certain parts on certain songs, I kind of got that vibe there. So a little bit of alternative metal elements are added into the mix as well, man. But this is just a fantastic record, man, and I've highly enjoyed listening to Ken, and it's just such a great record, man. This has actually made me a Whitechapel fan, and I do plan on going forward and checking out their previous record, The Valley, because I've also heard a few songs from that record, and I remember enjoying those as well. And I'll probably even go back further and check out their earlier stuff when they was more of a straightforward deathcore band. I don't know how much I will like it because deathcore isn't exactly one of my top genres when it comes to extreme metal and stuff of that nature. But just listening to this band Whitechapel, man, I've easily become a fan. If you haven't listened to Ken, I urge you to go out there and pick up this album. It is definitely one of the best metal releases to come out. I keep wanting to say this year, but it's been out since October of last year. But I'm late to it. I'm just now getting to it, but I really enjoyed this, man. So if you haven't heard this album yet, I highly recommend that you go check it out and pick it up. Definitely a wonderful record. No filler at all. It only has, I believe, 10 tracks. No interludes or anything. Just straightforward, stellar material, man, from front to back. Just an amazing record. So definitely go and pick up this album. Go stream it on Spotify or wherever you stream your music. And just kick back and enjoy it, man, because you're going to enjoy it from start to finish, man. So definitely go pick up Ken by Whitechapel. Highly recommend it. And that's it for this album review. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I influenced somebody to go out and check out Whitechapel's Ken, man, because it's definitely a wonderful record. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and give me a like, because it helps with the algorithm. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you press that bell so you'll be notified anytime I drop new content. Also, I want to thank all my old and new subscribers, everyone that's been taking the time to check out the videos. It's a much appreciated, and I'm truly humbled by it. And as always, hope everybody has a blessed day, a blessed week, and love, peace, and music. Peace out.